Thank you again all for joining, and a special thank you to all of you who submitted questions beforehand. We received over 150 questions, which are a healthy reminder of how complex the mental wellness industry can be. And our hope is to provide you with educational resources to demystify the bigger questions you may have. We hope to address most of these questions during the summit, but please feel free to submit more throughout the day, and we'll try to get to as many as possible by the end of the presentation. Just some housekeeping items. You all are muted if you haven't noticed. If you have questions or comments, please pop them in the Q&A section. The recording will be available after the summit. I saw a few questions about that, and it'll be probably available within a week. Here's the necessary disclaimer. This session is for educational and discussion purposes only. Nothing herein should be construed as investment, legal, tax, or accounting advice. Always do your own diligence, consult with your advisors. Investments on Republic are subject to total loss on principal. So now that we got all the rules out of the way, and now that we're on the same page, let's get started. Let's face it, we've all had a rough 2020. Companies are struggling to stay afloat while employees are suffering from chronic stress caused by uncertainty and overworking. Prior to this year, many of us weren't equipped to handle the complete shift in lifestyle this virtual world has demanded of us. So let's take a look at some of the statistics here. Depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. 300 million people suffer from depression each year, and suicide is the second leading cause among people aged 10 to 34. Although no one could have predicted a global pandemic, companies such as Headspace and Talkspace were ahead of the curve, providing tools that help us manage our lack of attention span, our increased anxiety levels, and even our lack of good sleep. I mean, have you heard Matthew McConaughey's bedtime story on the Calm app? You're welcome. The market has responded voraciously. According to PitchBook, through the third quarter, venture capital has amassed $1.37 billion in the US mental health space alone. And what could be the second largest mental health VC of the year, Calm is reportedly in talks for a $150 million funding round that could value the meditation app maker at $2.2 billion. We at Republic on the investing industry as a whole believe that understanding the implications of this are essential. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our esteemed moderator, Ash Kumra from Peak Mindful. Ash is a wellness entrepreneur, national radio host, and top-ranked career coach. He's passionate about his employee wellness and is building the platform Peak Mindful to help address this. His radio show, podcasts, and live stream segments have been featured 500 influencers, including Dr. Oz. Media credits including Sony Television, Forbes, Huffington Post, Wall Street Journal, and Entrepreneur Magazine. Ash was inspired to create Peak Mindful because he feels mental wellness is of dire importance for every professional. That's why he wanted to create this summit, to share and highlight business opportunity, productivity, lessons that we all can do. So let's dive into the fundamentals of mental wellness market today, key trends and potential investment opportunities. You guys are in a real treat. Ash, please take it away.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for everyone who's attending. Truly means a lot to myself, the Peak Mindful team, Republic team, and all of the amazing collaborators that are involved with this. Before I go further, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is, again, attending, everyone who really believes in this theme. I'm going to share a couple slides, and then we're going to start off. I hope you all have been seeing the agenda, which is on the registration page, but we got an insanely great program. I'm not just saying that. I mean, we have, right after my presentation, a keynote presentation by a two-star general, someone who really understands mental resiliency. And then we have all these amazing panels that are throughout the day dealing with investment, what advice you could have from mindful communication. And we have these productivity sessions. It's just a lot. I'm just so excited because this is such a needed event. And I find it really cool too that it is right after Veterans Day, which is so cool. So let's, I'm going to play a little presentation for you, and then we're going to go from there. So give me 1 sec. I'm just going to pull it up. So everyone, let me just give you a little rundown on who we are with Peak Mindful and whatnot. So let's just do this. So Peak Mindful, our mission is to fix humanity through what we believe is employee happiness. And the way we do this is we have a mindfulness app, which is free right now on the App Store, both Droid and iOS. And then we are enacting two cool features. One is live stream coaching, and then the other is company certifications. Our whole mission is to provide a complete employee mindfulness solution. Now, why are we doing this event? Okay. Mindfulness is no longer a water cooler talk, or mindfulness is no longer something that is, in my opinion, limited to specific types of people based on ideologies. Mindfulness is the most equalizing way to help people get to their best self. Mindfulness is something that's helped me personally, like many serial entrepreneurs or people who are passionate or ambitious. I've dealt with, what you would call, versions of a burnout, or versions of fatigue, or versions of, stress. And what I realized is that it's okay, because as a human and as someone who's always growing, it's okay to acknowledge these issues. But number two, though, sometimes it just starts with yourself. And so that is why I at least personally took this journey with mindfulness. And one of the reasons why I feel, and I know my presenters and collaborators with this conference feel, that people who are on the front lines, whether they work at a business, whether they own a business, whether they're virtual, whether they're doing, things in person, not in person, we all need time to take a break and de-stress. And that's why mindfulness is so important. And that is why it's an equalization thing, because it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where your background is. This is something that is near and dear important to everyone. So what do I mean by this problem? Well, employee burnout, in my opinion, is a rising epidemic. I would even argue that it is one of the next kind of quasi pandemics that you're going to see, like literally because of the mental health issues that come with it, the way it affects businesses. Just look at some of these stats here, right? 45% of employees, both from home and office, are burned out daily. Stress alone, which is one of the reasons why mindfulness is something that I really advocate, because it can help alleviate this. It's over $1 trillion in lost productivity. And then obviously one of the fastest rising groups, which is millennials and Gen Zs in the workforce for the next near future, 38% of them feel that they're stressed out. It's the most stressed out generation in history. It's for both when you combine it. So a little about us again. Like I said, we have done a lot of work in this field for over a year now. And what's really cool about this is that we're not giving up. We're doing partnerships. We're doing collaborations. This is, in my opinion, such a needed conference, and one of the first of many events that you're going to see Peak Mindful doing for the near future, because we have to address mindfulness head on. We have to show it. And instead of preaching or giving you this top-down type of version, we thought, you know what, with our partners at Republic, let's find top experts, top passionate employees, top passionate leaders, and also coaches. And let's bring just a simple virtual day to just introduce all this. As they would say in those infomercials, wait, there's more. Well, there is. Every person who is going to be attending this event is going to get something that we take a lot of pride in at Peak Mindful, which is a 21-day program. Now, you actually all are going to get something that has never been debuted to the public yet. And let me explain what you're going to get. So on Monday, November 16th, every person who's assigned attendee is going to get a daily kind of program, generally 10 or so minutes or less, audio media that you will get every day in your email inbox. And the whole goal of this 21-day program is to help you understand the basics of how you can use mindfulness every day when you're working or when you're in times of productivity. And then the idea after is that now you have a rudimentary understanding of where mindfulness and its importance is for you. You see, we believe that it's okay to just say, okay, I went on an app and I meditated, or, oh, I decided to, do yoga on a Saturday or a couple times a week. That's fine. And it's good for you to do that. But what we believe is doing something from a consistent habitual basis. And all we're saying is 10 minutes or less every day for 21 days of very specific mindfulness programming. We feel that it will help, and I'm speaking from experience, it will help you tap into the idea that every day I need to do some mindful activity. So the good news is that we've done all the work for you. Just look out for an email every day starting on November 16th. It'll just be for 21 days, and you will get both a description of what exercise is going to be there. You're going to get some information on, why this is important. And then lastly, you're going to get options to view this. Either it'll be a public link or you can download it on our free app. But we want to make this simple, accessible, and it's free. So that's the best part. So I'm going to end it right now. We do have an amazing presentation coming up in a little bit. Like I mentioned, we have someone who I really respect. This person, General Claude, is going to talk about resilience. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him before pandemic hit in early 2020. My team and I had met him at a conference at AFWorks, which you will learn more about at our 10 a.m. panel as well. Or I'm sorry, 1 p.m. for those people in EST we'll learn about. And it's super cool because it is this thing about mental wellness that I'm talking about. So far, if we had to take a step back, we have seen the bigger business picture, which Justin did such a great job sharing. And then with this presentation, I've been sharing the idea of, where the state of mind is, where mental wellness is going. And so now having, seeing both the business and both the impact, and also now taking us to the next level where we're going to hear from the men and women who are in the world of mental wellness and talking about their experiences. It's you're in for a treat. So again, thank you everyone. I'm super excited to just launch this day with you all. And before I do this, because I don't know if I'm going to have this much time again, I do want to give a shout out to 3 specific people who pretty much made this event happen. Sandra with Republic, Justin with Republic, and Gabriella with Republic. And then 4th person, I should say, Sophia also, with Peak Mindful. Gabriella and Sophia with Peak Mindful. Sorry, I was reading the names on the thing. So I just want to give a shout out to these 4 people because without them, this whole event would not have happened. I really, really appreciate you all. Okay, I'm going to pass it back to Justin. He's going to play some music. And then in about 10 minutes, we're going to get started with our presentation by General Claude. You're in for a treat. Bye, everyone.